Chair.
Long before the fame, the fortune, and the PR teams, these celebrities were just out here doing this.
I'll be back in a minute.
And thanks to the internet, the footage still exists. Before his meteoric rise to fame as Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul had always dreamed of becoming an actor. Fresh out of high school and eager to make a name for himself, his first ever public appearance wasn't on a movie set. It was on a TV game show, hoping to make some extra cash.
Who's our next player? Well, let's see what we can do for Aaron Sturdivant. Come on down. Aaron, you're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
You're the man, Bob! Oh my, you're my idol!
I have the horrible feeling I have another one. A new car!
Adam Sandler always knew he wanted to be a comedian, but like every great entertainer, he had to start somewhere. Determined to make people laugh,
Chat, that's his idol. That's crazy. To become an actor and you have a past where a video resurfaces of you getting to meet your idol and winning a car all in the same day.
signed up for a spot at the Improv where he was visibly nervous.
Girls kind of intimidate me a little. I get nervous talking to them. I saw this cute girl on the street today. I was with my friend. I said, boy, I wish I could ask her out, but I don't know what to say. My friend said, just ask her out. The worst she can say is no. So I asked her out, and she said, get away from me, you loser.
As he later shared on the Joe Rogan podcast, that night completely changed his life and was the stepping stone to his success.
22, moved out to LA, did stand up at the Improv. It's probably my third time ever. I get off stage, 2 or 3 nice youngsters, director, writers, came up to me, hey, that was good. You want to be in a movie? I said, yeah, for sure. They were like, okay, we're going to make a movie. We're doing a movie on a boat. I said, so do I have a big part? They go, well, you're the star. I go, okay, cool.
Before becoming the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo was just another struggling actor trying to make ends meet. While auditioning for movie roles, he took on some questionable commercials.
Run, but you can't hide. You zap one pimple, another one appears. You need to zap, double zap your zits to hold double the medicine. 3 pimples you have, zap. Fight once you don't. Zap, double zap.
When Jimmy Fallon brought this up years later, Ruffalo couldn't help but look a little embarrassed.
This is some of your earliest work, maybe your first job ever. Do you remember doing a Clearasil commercial? Do you remember this?
Vaguely.
You're about to. You're about to remember this. This is great here.
Marco Pierre White is a true pioneer in the culinary world, one of the first chefs to ever earn 3 Michelin stars. But if his fiery attitude seems familiar, there's a reason for that.
Go behind.
Chat, it's healthy to laugh at yourself and have fun, and it's even important to be on a talk show and just go with the flow. But I really never understood that, chat. To hit someone with something that is the last thing in the world they were expecting from you, and the reason why I say that is, you get a friend, you're Adam Sandler, and you do a show and you hang out with Jimmy on a regular. That's different. Friends are gonna be friends. You can scream about it at dinner tonight. Dinner's on me if you're mad at what I pulled up. I pulled up a video that I thought you definitely wouldn't care. But chat, your job as a host on a show like that, a talk show, is to set the tone and keep the energy at a level where the person you're interviewing or just talking with or talking to is open, comfortable. I just don't understand pulling up something that catches someone off guard. Like, yo, why would you pull that up? I don't understand it. But again, these guys, they make millions of dollars. They know what they're doing. Maybe I just don't get it yet. Maybe when I get there, I'll understand. Or maybe there's higher ups. Hey, listen, we found this video. You're going to play it for him. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Like, to just blindside someone like that, come out of left field, it ain't right. You like that, right? I was off top. Come out of left field, it ain't right.
Where's my kingfish? Where's my kingfish?
Gordon Ramsay was
we know who
actually
that
trained
is.
by Marco and
Right.
even appeared in a 1980s documentary about his restaurant.
When you make the ravioli, you've got to make sure that there's no air pockets inside the actual
Air
ravioli.
pockets?
Ramsay was almost
Those
unrecognizable,
were the
far
first
from
Hot
the
Pockets.
no-nonsense chef we know today. And according to Marco himself, he once even made Gordon cry.
He remains the only human being, as far as I'm aware, who's ever made Gordon Ramsay cry.
No, I didn't make Gordon Ramsay cry. He made himself cry.
Okay.
That was his choice to cry.
But things
definitely
between the
your
two
student.
went south when Gordon showed up at Marco's private wedding with an entire film crew.
To
Oh,
live a
man.
lie. To pretend I cook when I don't cook. Continue to charge high prices, question my own integrity and everything that I've ever worked for.
Gordon Ramsay you're describing here, yes?
I'm just giving you a little bit of clarity.
Okay.
The Oprah Winfrey Show dominated daytime television for years, turning Oprah into a household name and eventually a billionaire. But before all the fame, she was just a local news anchor trying to make her mark.
In Dallas, the president headed to Arlington, Texas, where he was part of a panel discussing the housing industry.
Chat, I don't know much about that gentleman, but you got to be careful when you're listening to someone who came before was the teacher or the master before you have your protege, because there's two ways that can go. The way it should go is someone teaches you something and wants to see you be great. Furthermore, wants to see you outdo them. Like, bro, I ran so you can. I crawled so you can walk, or I walked so you can run. Reach for the stars, aim for the moon type mentality. So that's a healthy thing. Even if that person, listen, even if Chris Rock, earlier we just talked on stream, Chris Rock, how Eddie Murphy gave him his chance, a shot, and I don't understand why the GOATs or the greats don't continue to do that. And maybe they do, we just don't hear about it. But with today's social media, you would think you would, and interviews going viral, you would think you would hear about it more often. But that just shows a kind of, legendary man Eddie is. But anyways, even if Chris Rock is not in touch with Eddie every week, even if he's not checking on him, even if he's not saying, hey, listen, on your son's birthday, I'm going to buy him a car. Even if he's not doing things that someone might say, oh, wow, he really appreciates the opportunity you gave him. Even if the relationship is not like this anymore, you would think that the person that did for you is proud to see what you've done for yourself. That's another one. That was clean. The person that did for you sees what you've done for yourself. But yeah, you would think the person that did for you, looked out for you, opened the door, put you on a platform that you hadn't really earned yet, but you were doing the work. They opened the door. You would think they're proud to see how far you've gone, even if you're not checking up on them or making them feel like, they're important. Like every interview, you're not like, shout out to the chef that taught me how to cook. Even if not, you would think it's a good relationship. But the other side of things where it can go left is maybe they're bitter, or they feel jealous, or maybe they feel like, oh, why does he have a show and I don't? I don't know what to tell you, but I know I can tell you, you got to be careful when it comes to that. You got to be careful when someone is telling you, oh, this person is like this. Like all that stuff he said, and again, it could be taken out of context. Maybe he wasn't trying to knock Gordon Ramsay. But if he was trying to, downplay it, you got to be careful. Because someone can look at someone and go, and meanwhile, you think they're just being honest and they're just telling the truth. But really, it's because they hold some resentment in their heart because they feel like, I taught him everything he knows. How does he get a show? Or I taught him everything he knows. How does he get a 5-star restaurant? Or why don't I have a restaurant that sells and does the numbers he does? And listen, I see stuff like that and I don't think to myself, oh, that guy's a clown, he's a goofy. I don't think that. I think that somewhere along the relationship, he might have gotten hurt. Maybe Gordon's to blame on that. Only Gordon and him know their relationship. But the reason why I'm not quick to judge is because, chat, I know it takes work to make sure you never become a hater. I know that you gotta go. I tell y'all the story all the time. When I seen that Lamborghini in the city, and I knew what he was doing to get it, so I I wasn't oblivious to the fact of the matter that that was an expensive vehicle that either takes two routes to get to. A lot of hard work or a lot of hard work. You know what I mean? Work. But yeah, a lot of hard work. And when I seen that Lamborghini, I said, bro, I don't usually do this. I mind my business. I appreciate things, but I stay out the way. But I walked up to it like, man, that's a nice car. And I still remember the person with me going, I'd have got it in this color. I'd have got it in red. Like, bro, are you reaching for hate? Are you pushing people out the way to try to grab some hate that you can hold on to? What difference does it make? All right, I get it. I'm with you. If we had an opportunity to get an ambush tomorrow, yeah, you know, you like the color. But why are we knocking it? Anyways, maybe it wasn't hate in his heart. Maybe he didn't know how to react, or maybe that was just his opinion. Not everything is what it looks like. Sometimes people could say something just because you think it's something doesn't mean it is. And if you want to know, then ask, yo, bro, what do you mean by that? Are you trying to knock him? Not at all. Okay, it's not that deep. But for me, it was deep for me because it stuck with me. And Chad, I understand what it is to go through life and look at other people and say, hey, listen, I'm able to clap for them and pay attention to taking care of my grass.
She was eventually fired, and as she later admitted, it was the best thing that ever happened to her.
You went initially to be an anchor woman, and then it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, I got fired.
Before becoming a multiple Grammy Award winner, The Weeknd was just a regular guy, singing on the streets and anonymously uploading songs online.
Weekend, baby. Weekend. You don't know what's in store. You know what you're here for. Listen, Joey Styles killed it. Big inspiration right here, baby. You already know what it is. He's gonna blow.
Dwayne Johnson might not have had the best GPA, but what he did have was serious football talent, with dreams of making it to the NFL. But after suffering a shoulder separation, a torn Achilles, and 5 knee injuries, his football career came to a sudden halt. That's when he made a bold pivot into wrestling, a decision that turned out to be the best move of his life. You might know Meghan Markle as a member of the royal family or from her role in Suits, but her journey into the spotlight started in a much different way as a briefcase model on Deal or No Deal.
Oh, nice.
I love it, go.
Despite earning $800 per episode, Meghan eventually walked away from the show as she didn't like being objectified.
I ended up quitting the show. I was so much more than what was being objectified on the stage. I didn't like feeling forced to be all looks and little substance.
It took Bradley Cooper a while to land his first acting gig. He didn't book a role until he was 26.
I don't know much about Meghan. I'm not gonna act like I like her or dislike her, but that's just a comment that's made by someone who did really well for themselves, and now they feel like they can look back on the decisions that other people make and say, oh, that's below me now. Because that's such a dumb comment to make. Like, oh, I was getting paid $800 to stand up there and just hold a briefcase. And like anybody who would be up there, as a woman, I was looking nice. I had makeup on and I looked beautiful. What's wrong with that? How's that objectifying? How is having someone up there, a bunch of women, not just two, not just one, and making an how is having women up there holding a briefcase? Someone got to hold a briefcase. Definitely gonna have a pretty woman. Why not? How's that objectifying? You see how loosely women take these words that are, reputation unalivers? That can ruin a man's reputation. Oh, he's objectifying. That's my character. Are you nuts, lady? Like, you don't have to get paid $800. You don't have to be up there. Go work somewhere else. But you didn't. You kept the job. You got paid well. And you probably even told people, like, as not bragging, but like, yeah, I get paid pretty good to do that, to do nothing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That was the job. That's the job. That's like going to work and having a busy rush. That's like having a busy rush, chat. And then you're like, I don't even know why I stay at this job. All they do is make me work hard. That's how dumb that sounds. All they want to do is overwork me. What? You can quit. You can go work. You can go work next door for all we care. What are you talking about? Yes, when you're on the clock, you're gonna be overworked. That's work. It's gonna happen. Sometimes it's gonna be nothing to do. Sometimes it's gonna be a lot to do.
But his dedication never wavered. Always eager to learn, he attended Inside the Actor's Studio as a student, where he even had the chance to ask Robert De Niro a question.
How you doing, Mr. De Niro? My name is Bradley Cooper. My question is regarding awakenings. You talked about your research and how you interviewed a lot of patients, people who had different diseases. And there was one mannerism that you had during the interview process when they were asking you when you wanted to go outside the building, go for a walk. And you went like this with your finger, and you sort of made up for it by rubbing your eyebrow.
Right.
And I was wondering, is that something that you saw people do, sort of try to make up for their tics?
Ironically enough, in 2011, they ended up sharing the screen as co-leads in Limitless. As a teenager, Keanu Reeves was already getting a taste of the spotlight. Before Hollywood came calling, he worked for CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, and his first ever big break came when he was 20 years old.
20-year-old Canadian actor Keanu Reeves got the biggest break in his 6-year career when he landed the movie's lead role, playing Robert Jurek as a teenager. What's it like? Now that you're here, you're doing it, here's the set. What's it like?
What's it like? It's hard.
Jimmy Fallon took a huge gamble on his dreams, dropping out of college to pursue comedy full-time, earning just $7.50 per stand-up set. This is one of the earliest known clips of Fallon, performing at the MDA Telethon back when he was still a nobody.
Please welcome Jimmy Fallon.
Hello, my name is Jimmy Fallon, and welcome to the auditions for Troll Productions Incorporated. Remember, we're looking for a star or celebrity to sponsor our new line of troll dolls and our new series of commercials. So let's start the auditions. Thanks for coming. First up, Mr. John Travolta. She's like, thanks for having me. I swear to God, this is so weird over here, eh?
And for some reason, he also decided to showcase his singing talent.
True doll out on the street. Got no job, got no money.
Hey, whoever this guy is in the world, that man is invited to any show I ever have. I want to walk on stage and see someone that excited to see whatever it is I got going on. Especially, hey, listen, at least at my show, you know what you're coming to get. Music or reaction channels. You don't even know what Jimmy's about to do up there. That man is happy to be there.
True doll out on the street. Got no job, got no money.
Ain't bad at all, Chad.
Shoes on the feet.
Not long after, Jimmy got his first big break, being introduced to late night television by Conan O'Brien.
Please welcome very funny guy, Jimmy Fallon.
He went on to leave the audience in stitches as he shared a hilarious story about how he and his friends once faked a win on a live game show broadcast.
So my friend was like, me and my friend Gerard were like, all right, look, whatever number they say, stand up, like we won. You know, pick a number, she goes 8, and we were like, woo! The camera like came up to us, because it's live TV, and like, you know, you're on, you know, so it's exciting. Right. So then like it was awesome, and then like we cut to commercial, and Regis is going around, like, how you doing, how are you, and like we're coming up like, hey Regis, and he goes, why? What's wrong with you kids? Why?
Little did anyone know, he would go on to dominate the industry himself, becoming one of the most recognizable faces in late-night TV. Jim Carrey became a household name in the 1990s after his breakout performance on In Living Color.
Nice to meet you, folks. Fire Marshal Bill here. Won't you come in? Don't mind if I do.
But back in the 80s, he was just another aspiring comedian, paying the bills by performing stand-up at local shows.
Jim Carrey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Feeling a little strange tonight, and I'm not sure why. No, I'm kidding you. That's just a little bit of a physical gag to get the show started off with a bang, and, well, you won't be seeing much more physical humor in my show.
Before becoming a multi-award-winning singer, Jennifer Lopez started her career as a dancer on the comedy show In Living Color. From there, she landed a gig as a backup dancer for Janet Jackson, even appearing in some of her music videos. She learned from Janet and used that experience to carve her own path in the music industry. The earliest known footage of Barack Obama dates back to his second year at Harvard Law School. During a protest, he took the stage to deliver a powerful speech.
Now, how did
this one man do all this? How's he accomplished all this? He hasn't done it simply by his good looks and easy charm. Although he has both in ample measure.
Before becoming a global pop star, Katy Perry was a Christian singer and songwriter. Her earliest performances took place in churches and at Christian events, a far cry from the bold, high-energy persona she's known for today.
Many people in the world will never truly be so free. Yeah, only reason that I live is Christ come down and died for you and me.
Looking at her music videos now, it's pretty ironic just how different her journey turned out to be. Long before she became a global superstar, Rihanna had one dream: to be a singer. At just 16 years old, she took a huge leap of faith, leaving behind everything in Barbados to move to the USA in pursuit of her music career.
I can't tell you where I see myself in 5 years, but I can tell you that I will work my best to be the most successful artist that I can be.
It was a bold risk that eventually paid off in ways she could have never imagined. Before becoming an award-winning singer, Lady Gaga actually dreamed of being an actress. Long before her music career took off, she made a brief appearance in The Sopranos, and you can spot her briefly in season 3. When VH1 decided to reboot The Partridge Family, they held a 9-week talent in season 3. Career took off.
Chat. I still can't believe I did not notice her in this show. I still can't. I mean, realistically, how could I, right? But I still can't. Maybe what I meant to say is, I can't believe she was in The Sopranos. I can't believe it. I can't believe Lady Gaga had an opportunity and was given it and took it to be in The Sopranos. I've never heard her talk about that, but I mean, why would she, right?
She made a brief appearance in The Sopranos, and you
could barely notice
an
her,
actress.
Chat.
Long before her music career off.
I'm looking for the face.
Her
right there. That's the face right there. Cause I'm telling you, I'm looking at it. I know they're telling me she was in the show, and I'm like, man, it just doesn't look like her. That face right there, that's when I can go, okay, that's definitely Lady Gaga.
In season 3. When VH1 decided to reboot The Partridge Family, they held a 9-week talent show to find their cast. Among the hopeful contestants was young Emma Stone, who showcased her singing talent.
Emily Stone!
She ended up winning the role, but unfortunately, the show never aired. Luckily, her Hollywood dreams didn't stop there. A few years before Microsoft became the tech giant we know today, Bill Gates ironically starred in an Apple commercial, long before the two became fierce competitors.
The development of Macintosh by Apple has been paralleled by the work of leading software developers.
It's a great machine. It's a step forward in terms of the way it uses graphics and the speed, and this is a machine that a lot of people are going to be able to afford. That's a very, very useful machine.
Before her UFC debut in 2012 and her rise to fame as one...
Chat, there's no way that Apple didn't cover their tracks and he signed away all rights like anybody who makes a commercial. I don't think there's any such thing. I don't care how much money you got. I don't think he can ever send paperwork that says you cannot air that commercial or you no longer own or you're not able. Like, there's no way. How are they not using that? How are they not using that ending as like the outro to their commercials? It's a great what did he say? It's a great whatever. Like, bro, that is the biggest that's our biggest competitor's voice saying that our machine is as good as it gets. How do you not use that? How has someone not said, yo, let's use a bit of this commercial. We're going to remake a new commercial. Unless he said...
Top female fighters in the sport, Paige Van Zandt was just another athlete trying to make ends meet. In fact, before making it big, she appeared in a Steam Mop commercial, doing whatever she could to earn money and fund her early sports career.
Oh, hi, Mom.
We were just...
Dad's mop wasn't working so well, so we borrowed this steam thing.
You always say steam's the best way to clean.
Thanks for watching and happy holidays.
It said AD disrespected Dochi. I don't know, chat. Y'all want to watch it? All right. Oh, don't get out yet. We got one more.
He went from being the underdog comedian everyone rooted for to someone millions can't stand to watch anymore. His podcast once pulled millions per episode. Now, many barely crack 500K. It dropped from Spotify's top 3 to barely scraping the top 50. But here's what's wild. There wasn't one massive scandal that brought him down. Instead, it was a slow burn of moments that made fans ask, did success change him? Or did we finally see who he really was? What happened to Andrew Schultz? And more importantly, could he have avoided all of this? Stick around because the answer might surprise you. Let me take you back to 2017. Andrew Schultz had been grinding in New York's comedy scene for over a decade.
All of that came from a place of pain. I'm serious. I was a hurt individual. I literally was just talking to my therapist about this shit. Yo, I got into such a funk last week.
But here's the thing, no network would touch him. He spent $25,000 filming his own special. Every network passed. That's when something clicked. Instead of dropping a traditional hour-long special, he broke it into 4 15-minute parts and dropped them on YouTube. Genius move. The audience loved that he went independent, even though between you and me, the reality was probably that nobody wanted to buy it at the time. But it worked. His crowd work compilations started pulling millions of views. Then COVID hit. While other comedians paused, Schultz built a home studio and started dropping late-night style monologues. And here's where he really cracked the code. He tailored content for each platform. On Instagram, he'd hook you with a punchline, then hit you with turn your phone, making sure you didn't scroll past. He dropped 17 monologues in as many weeks, averaging 2 million views each. That's more than the networks who rejected him ever managed. For all these reasons, Schultz carved out his own lane. He turned rejection into revolution. But success can do strange things to a person, and that's where things started to shift. But first, let me tell you about the moment Dave Chappelle himself called him out. Schultz is chilling by a pool in Arizona when people start blowing up his phone. Dave Chappelle is throwing shade at him on Joe Rogan. In my opinion, Chappelle had a point. Schultz's comedy was becoming more about viral clips and slideshow presentations than traditional stand-up. But that criticism didn't slow him down. It might have actually accelerated what came next. Around late 2021, viewers started noticing massive changes to the Flagrant podcast. The show got rebranded. A new professional studio appeared.
See you on the other side. Right away, too expensive. Too much. Okay? That's how much it was. Too much. Okay? It got to a point, I don't know if you guys are aware of this.
Here's what a lot of fans started complaining about. Felt like Andrew's personality changed too. He went from being an edgy, equal opportunity comedian to what some described as a pseudo-philosopher who thought he was smarter than everyone around him. Now, I'm not saying this was always his personality, and he hid it before, or if success went to his head, but viewers definitely noticed a difference. Take his appearance on the Full Send podcast with the Nelk Boys. Instead of going with the flow, Andrew decided to make it uncomfortable. And then, and this is where it got really weird, he turned it into an impromptu therapy session, psychoanalyzing Steiny on air. Now, isolated, this could be written off as just an annoying interview, but it became a pattern. And nowhere was that more obvious than his episode with Whitney Cummings. The comments section lit up. I never experienced secondhand embarrassment, but this brought me to the brink. The episode got a ton of dislikes, mainly because of how Andrew behaved. But that wasn't even close to the worst of it, because what happened next would start his real downfall. In July 2024, Andrew had James and Fuhad from the Shexties and Gigs podcast on his show. The topic of the black girlfriend effect TikTok trend came up.
I had a girlfriend. You had a girlfriend too. I had a girlfriend on the sun too. And then, we were out, and then a girl that I used to talk to just got drunk. She tried to get me drunk, and she was just putting mad game on me. And I was like, fucking hell. And I was like 18. I didn't know it. And then I remember seeing Fuhad across the club, and this girl sat on my lap. And as she's here trying to kiss me.
Where black women shared how they positively influenced their partners. Andrew had a very different take. The black community, understandably, did not find this funny. Comments flooded in immediately, but it gets worse. After asking if they preferred white or black women,
you guys defend Britain. I'm gonna go back to my normal mindset and be like, I actually don't care.
He mentioned Kendrick Lamar, who was in the middle of his Drake beef, and basically said Kendrick fans get him. Well, Kendrick got the message. His next song included the line about not letting white comedians talk about black women. Andrew's response? In my view, it was completely unhinged.
Listen, nobody has respected women more. You look through art.
Yes.
goddamn rappers. Okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit up.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying?
First, he called Kendrick a hypocrite. Then he made a graphic sexual joke about Kendrick that I absolutely cannot repeat in this video. But many saw it less as comedy and more as something deeply inappropriate. This completely destroyed his reputation in the hip-hop community. Then there was the DJ Academics episode where Andrew kept interrupting him.
You beat a rapper.
No. I don't think in terms of skill. I'm just, well, okay, let's stay on just who's the best of.
So I think you're talking about like in terms of what Jay has done that he's left with the game. I agree, but I don't count that in being the best ever.
Comments said things like, "This reminds me of trying to talk to people on coke, constant interruptions." And then there's the pay-per-view scandal. In 2022, Andrew announced he was selling his comedy special.
Did you just hear what bro cited? His source. He cited a source and he used a comment from the comment section. And out of all the comments that he could use to push his narrative, he said that the one that stuck out or that he agreed with is the person that decided to write on YouTube in their digital footprint. This is like talking to someone on Blow. You know, a package. Bro. Oh, by the way, this is like talking to someone on coke with constant interruptions. That's what the comment was, verbatim. Check. You got bigger problems in your life if you're still dealing with being around people who are doing packages and interrupting you. Get your circle together. Because there's only one reason that you're around people who are doing blow. You're drinking or you're doing blow. But who says that? Who puts that on the internet? There's like 100 different examples you could have gave us before settling on that one. Like, yo, bro, this is like talking to a child. This is like talking to a woman who's angry. This is like talking to my girl in an argument. I can't get a word in. This is like trying to tell a teacher. Like, bro, the man is... Hey, listen. Truth be told, it probably was funny.
To fans for a
You know what it is? It wasn't even the comment. The comment's funny. If I was in the comment section, the comment was funny. The user that wrote that stupid comment, he's probably a funny guy. Probably a chill guy. The fact that he would even say that, probably hangs out with people who do blow, doesn't do blow, but he likes to drink. I get it. It's this guy. Whoever made this video is just bad. This is a bad video. You haven't named one solid reason why. What was this even called? Whatever it's called, you lost. You just titling things because you lost track of the goal. The goal was you was going to tell me some things about, you're just saying things that happened. Oh, he dissed Kendrick. Okay, Kendrick dissed him. Okay, he went too far and said something that he would do to Kendrick. Okay, he disrespected women. We know all this. What is the point that you're trying to tell us? Unless you just change the title. Hey, y'all want to take a look back at Andrew Schultz's ups and downs?
2-week window. He made 3 times his investment back. But here's the kicker. After making millions, he extended the purchase window. Then, less than a month after fans paid to watch it, he posted the entire thing on YouTube for free with a gambling sponsor. Fans who paid felt betrayed, and I don't blame them. Even today, he's doing things that contradict his earlier positions, like acting shocked about Trump's statements, despite giving Trump a massive platform during the elections.
You know, I do a thing called the weave, and there are those that are fair that say this guy is so
the weave.
Genius. And then others would say, oh, he rambled. I don't ramble. We got a story. What you do is you weave things and you do it. You have to have certain things. You need an extraordinary memory because you have to come back to where you started. Yes, a weave is only good if we come back for that.
But you could go all the way over here.
And I can go so far here or there. And I can come back to exactly where I started. Now, someday when you don't come back to where you started, then you say, no, but the weave is the way. When you're telling, like a story, I was telling a story at a rally the other day in front of thousands of people, and I started off, and then you weave something in the story. Really? I actually mentioned Air Force One. It was Air Force One mistakes. I mentioned Air Force One, and then I said how I got $1.6 billion off the price of Air Force One. So, but then you have to come back to the story. Where was Air Force One taking you?
So what happened to Andrew Schultz? There wasn't one massive scandal. It was death by 1,000 cuts. Each moment chipping away at the goodwill he'd built. His views are down, his rankings drop, and most importantly, the comments section turned from fans to critics. Could he come back from from
It's a
this?
bad
Maybe.
video.
There are still enough people watching that a redemption arc is technically possible, but it would require something he hasn't shown much of lately: humility, accountability, and a genuine apology. Until then, Andrew Schultz remains a cautionary tale of what happens when you let success convince you that you're untouchable. What do you think? Did Andrew change, or did we just finally see the real him? Let me know in the comments. And if you made it this far, hit that subscribe button.
That's the best thing you said all video, because that's a good question. That you just posed a good question. You should start taking your, if that's how you're coming, you should take your question at the end and throw it at the front. That question in the front would have been a solid reason to watch the rest of this video and watch everything you said. Did Andrew Schultz change, or did he finally just show us who he is? That would have made everything make 100% more sense. There's no reason to ask that at the end. I mean, it still works, but it's not as solid for your video, the way it's set up. You're just going through a bunch of things that happened in Andrew Schultz's life. First, the man worked hard, right? He put the work in. He did things like putting money where his mouth is, literally. I mean, he's a comedian, and he was putting up his own money to shoot his own specials. The only people that I feel like can relate to a rapper's struggle are comedians. That's why we're like this. I'm so intertwined and locked in with comedians. Not only do I love comedy, not only do I love what they do. Like, you know how some people watch sports and they're like enamored? They're like in awe, like, how can he get so high? Jumping up there, how can he shoot and just keep... I watch comedians and I'm like, how do they do it? How can they go on that stage? And even if I walked in here and you paid me to be here and I didn't want to be there and I said, I don't even like this comedian. Why am I here? Because this girl wanted me to come and I got paid, so I got to be here. I would still end up having a good time and finding something to laugh at with the comedian. Because that's what comedy does. That's what comedy is. Nothing makes me happier than to enjoy a good comedian. So chat, only they understand what we go through. From trying to get someone to buy your special and pay you, and you're getting churned down, you got to go find a good camera guy, find a team, find an editor, shoot the special yourself. I mean, what's my man's name? Comedian Joe Coy, he says how he, in one of his specials, he tells us how he got churned down by Netflix, churned down by everyone, shot the special, paid to shoot the special, of course, edited himself. He edited, that's like, if that's not a rapper's story, I don't know what is. Or a rapper's struggle. It's the struggle of reaction videos, of content creating. And I don't want to take nothing away from actors and actresses, because that's a mean struggle. That's a different ball game in its own. But at the same time, it's a little different because someone like Margaret Robbie can do a movie today, or Jennifer Lawrence, beautiful woman, of course I'm naming. They'll do a movie today, and tomorrow they'll be working for Quentin Tarantino. QT's on the phone. What? QT's on the phone. Biggest movie of the year. Just like that. That's a different ball game. Now, mind you, again, I'm not taking nothing away. Some of them struggle for years. Some of them are living out their vehicle. They understand the rapper struggle. I mean, you know what it is? You got a full-time job to believe in yourself and believe this is going to work. This is going to work. I can do this. God got me. God will open the door. That's a full-time job. That alone is enough to go. If you had nothing else to do for this year, if 2026, all you did every day, you didn't have a job, you were unemployed, and you didn't have anywhere to be, and all you had to do was YouTube videos or make music or whatever it is you do, go to auditions, log online and do auditions for different agencies. If that's all you had to do for 2026, and you had to wake up every day and believe in yourself and motivate yourself, that alone is enough to go, yo, bro, you did it. That alone, I'll look you in the eye, or anyone would. Matter of fact, people who are successful will look you in the eye and go, you did it, kid. You did it. You believed in yourself, and we did it. And glory be to God, you did it. That alone is enough to pat yourself on the back. Because believing in yourself, you know how they say like that's you're halfway there. You're halfway there. Believe in yourself, because life will tell you no, your environment will tell you no, Your circumstances will tell you no. Oh, my bad, chat. Your circumstances will tell you no. Sometimes your parents will tell you no. I know there's folks out there who they don't do it out of anything but love, and they discourage their son or their daughter. Like, maybe you should go to school. In the meantime, what if Casey's mom would have been telling him, maybe you should focus more on college and get better grades. And I know you've been editing YouTube videos, but until that picks up, but they don't understand that's not how that works. You can't play this game halfway in and make a decision like, oh, until it picks up. You play it safe with going to school and focusing on other things more than because you want to have money or you want to have a car. So you're working a job and you're going to school, which gives you like 2 to 3 hours a week, bare minimum, to do YouTube or your content or to chase your dream or to do music. What you give is what you get out. If you're not putting way more time in, one, you're robbing yourself because you're not going to get as best as you can become because you need to spend the time. To get better, you need to put the time. That's one thing you can't cheat in life. You could cheat a lot of things. You could cheat on a dime piece, a woman that's out of your league, but you can't cheat the game. The game, you could cheat the game because you've heard of fake it till you make it, but you can't cheat the work that you have to put in to get better. And two, you're gonna take even longer. It's already a long journey. It's already gonna take 3 years of trust of every day, again, full-time job, trusting in yourself and putting in the work and figuring out how can I be different and bringing your own niche to it. Like, okay, what's my niche? What am I gonna do differently? What am I gonna do that people come and they're guaranteed they get this with my product? What is it going to be? They get consistency. Okay. They can trust that I'll be here every day. They get honesty. Okay. When they watch me, they know I'm going to give them the truth. They're not watching these other guys that say the right thing, PC. They sound like they're giving you their opinion, but they're still playing the game and saying you're going to get honesty. I say it is what it is. Love them, like them. I can still love someone and like someone, appreciate someone and say, hey, that was wrong. Hey, I understand where that person is coming from. Hey, they shouldn't have did that. They shouldn't have did it that way. So you get honesty. You get consistency. You know what I mean? You get relatability. I'm like you right now. I'm broke like you. I don't got a nice bank account where I'm coming to you and I'm out of touch. Let's not do that though. Money doesn't make you out of touch. But you get relatability. You get someone who can understand what it is to come from that. Because you can be up right now but still understand someone's struggle. But there are some people who are out of touch. Whether they're rich or broke. You can be broke and out of touch. I mean, that's a double whammy. You're down bad. But yeah, chat. Andrew Schultz put the hustle in. There's no way I'm going to watch a video like this and go, oh yeah, let's clap. Like, we should all agree. Andrew Schultz, get him out of here. He switched up on us. So what was the question? You said, did he switch up or did he just reveal who he was? Which is a good question to ask for anybody you look up to or you watch or you're just a casual fan of. Like I said, Joy Coy went and shot his own special. These are things that rappers know about. You know, producing the beat. Producers, you start off a producer. You're trying to write your own music. You're trying to mix and master your own music. So I get this struggle. And the fact that he was willing to believe himself and double down, I got nothing but respect for it. Did he say some dumb things along the way? Okay, I can go with that. I can roll with that. So maybe did he not necessarily reveal himself, but did he get a little too big for his own britches where he thought, I could say this because I'm up now. I got money. People love me. The comment section is flooded with love. People realize how good I am on stage. My crowd work, which is phenomenal, by the way. Okay, I'm rolling with that. I'll roll with that. Maybe he did feel like I could say this about this person, and I could say this about this ethnic group, and he's wrong. So should he double back? Should he spin a block with apologies this time? That's neither here nor there. Get out.